What's up YouTube? My name is Oscar. Welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about reality, awareness, consciousness, finding your true nature beyond the conventional. So today's video is about DNA activation, okay? It's a really fascinating topic because it allows you to open your mind to the endless possibilities of who we are, right? You're getting introduced to a new realm of your existence when we've been taught otherwise by our logical conditioning, right? From school, parents, and whatever, the world around us, right? So I'm here to just make this video, spread more awareness on the fact that how much potential is dormant within our DNA and how you can access it very practically in your day-to-day life. So, DNA activation, where do I start? So, our DNA, right, is affected by our thoughts. Meaning, whatever thoughts that we have, whatever emotions that we feel, and their vibrational frequency, positive, negative, right, anxiety, depression, happiness, ecstasy, all affects the very DNA itself. All the cells within our body become affected. And so, haven't you noticed that the majority of the world, right, is based on certain negative behavioral patterns? Media, the way that it impacts many people, causing them to be anxious and doubtful about society and where it's going. The catastrophes that are taking place within our world today. All this, right, this matrix, the society that we live in, affects our DNA as a whole, right? The microcosm and the macrocosm, both of them interconnected. Therefore, everybody is becoming affected to a certain degree. Now, it's up to each individual, it's up to you guys, right, people watching this video, to really make that conscious choice and to be that pioneer in your life and choose to act a different way. Choose to influence your DNA now that you're conscious of what it means to activate your DNA and what influence you have on your DNA. So I wanted to begin by saying that the fact that we have influence over our biology, over our, this physical structure, our energetic structure, right? Because we are energy at our very core. And so we have that influence within our bodies. We have influence, or we can influence our body to assist in releasing certain diseases, okay? We have the ability to transmute, to change that energy that's causing that disease, to release negative patterns, and to change who we are by different practices, and that's what I want to get into now. So, meditation, a very practical method to altering your state of consciousness, okay? Activating your DNA. So, right now I described the fact that you have influence over your DNA. Now let me talk about the power that it holds once you start to use these practical tools. Firstly, meditation. Secondly, different types of frequencies, binaural beats. If you want, you can search them up. And a specific hertz that I want to mention, which is, I believe, 528 hertz, and is also known to be played by the solfeggio frequencies. Also, feel free to search that up, right? This is a specific frequency range that assists in specifically activating your DNA strands. All the information that's dormant within your double helix structure, which is the DNA, right? And activating your infinite potential. Because remember, if you've been watching my videos, and if you haven't, I always say that we are infinite multidimensional beings, right? And we're getting to know ourselves as such, okay? But right now we're starting off, firstly, throughout our process of self-discovery, that we are physical beings. And then we slowly but surely climb that ladder of consciousness and get to know and realize that we are infinite spiritual beings, inhabiting, like temporarily, this physical shell, this vehicle. So back to the main topic, again, meditation, binaural beats, listening to the 528 hertz frequency range can assist you in unlocking this dormant potential within your double helix strand of DNA. And little by little, as you start to positively affirm things into your life, as you start to listen to these frequencies, as you start to meditate and switch those patterns within your mind that cause you to think negatively in the first place, you now begin to activate your DNA. So probably, to a certain degree, each and every one of you are activating your DNA. Maybe not by so much, and maybe you're fluctuating, right, back and forth, right? Sometimes thinking positive, sometimes thinking negative. Therefore, you're not seeing much results. But if you continuously make that choice and follow this process, you'll start to see that evolutionary change take place. And I'm going to tell you why. A little more science behind that is that geneticists and scientists have researched our DNA, and they've realized this for themselves and have noticed that by thinking negative thought patterns, by feeling negative emotions, you are actually clogging your DNA. Yeah. So I'm going to give you a pretty nasty analogy, okay? It's the only one that's coming up right now. And it's kind of like a toilet, okay? You're a toilet, right? And by you thinking these negative, nasty emotions throughout your daily life and experience, you are now that shit that's inside the toilet. You're clogging that toilet, okay? You are that clogged toilet, okay? And so how do you unclog the toilet? You got to do plumbing, right? You got to get that piece of poop out of the toilet. So what does plumbing mean in this analogy? It means doing the work, the positive thinking, the meditations, listening to binaural beats, doing yoga. All these different things is the plumbing that you're doing to then remove the shit that's blocking, that's clogging up your DNA molecule, and now you're starting to activate that innate, infinite potential that you have within you, okay? So I hope that you guys catch my drift there. I hope you guys understood that analogy. And so you are now unclogging that toilet, and you are now reaching your best version, your potential. And of course, if it's a big poop, it's gonna take a while. So again, it's not gonna be right away. You're gonna have to do some of the work. You're gonna have to make that choice, take those actions to then create this new version of yourself, because that is essentially what you're doing. By unlocking, by unclogging your DNA, you're awakening. And what happens when you activate your DNA in this way, with these practical methods that I just discussed? Well, what happens is that you are unlocking, right, the very potential that you had within you all along. So what is potential? For me, in this case, the potential is those parts of yourselves that you have yet to experience. Those increased levels of consciousness and awareness that you have yet to experience now are beginning to be unlocked. Now you're going to be able to see with new eyes a clear vision of the world. You're going to be able to see and witness the truth of who you are and what life is, literally. So for example, things that happened to me on my path as I started to practice all these things was that I started to operate a different way. My thoughts, the way I think, the way I acted, the way I felt was with more integrity, right? That moral code that we have within us starts to awaken higher and higher. We start to want to become more loving, authentic, and transparent. We start to realize that there's a different way of operating, that we can operate from this objective point of view, that what's more in alignment with that highest truth is objectivity, is just the witness of our reality, and that we don't necessarily have to be subjective and be affected by anything that's happening to us circumstantially. So this is an evolutionary process that you are undergoing once you start to activate your DNA and take the actions to get there. So I wanted to share with you guys this fascinating topic about DNA, and that things are changing, the tides are changing, and there are these fresh new perspectives of who we are coming to life. That we are now realizing our true existential template of life itself, of creation, okay? It's all coming to life. Before, in the past, when we didn't see it, that we didn't know that our thoughts actually affect our DNA and our cellular structure and activity, now we do. So now, this video is also to kind of catapult any of you watching into this new world, this new perception of our infinite nature, the fact that we are multidimensional, we are transdimensional beings, right? And we're capable of so much more than just going to work, eating, going to sleep, going to school, going to work, sleeping, eating, having sex, you know? We're much more than that. Life is much more exciting, much more magical, okay? And abilities that you have yet to untap within you are coming to life. Psychic abilities, being able to travel into other realms and dimensions of beings, all this is within your grasp, okay? So, I don't want to make this video too long. Hope you guys got the gist of what I was saying. Hope this allowed you to open your minds and see the world in a completely different way, in a completely different light. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I mentioned it in this video, I just want to say before I leave, I mentioned in this video that media, right, the way that it affects you by sending out that vibration, that energetic frequency of negativity, anxiety, of what's happening in our world, that's going to be the next video. So I'll see you there. Let's evolve.